Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay. Mango
Bay.
Mango fucking Bay.
Welcome to Mango Bay. Hello, how are you?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Are you okay?
Pulling through. A little
Okay.
sick right now.
My guy's got the shits.
We're pushing shoot. We're pushing
You had
shit.
the audacity to eat swine the day before Eid.
Japanese
How about
food.
that?
It was swine.
And
Maybe
now there's a
sushi'd the-
celebration in his stomach. Okay, that's what you get.
Idul Adha. What's up? Eid Mubarak.
I'm your host
From
at
only
Pranav, my other host at
Siddiquee.
Usama Stands
The
Up.
infidel Usama Siddiquee. We got Patreon stuff going on.
Oh my God,
Popping
wait,
off,
what?
Popping
Patreon?
the fuck off, dude. We got full bonus audio clips. We got Mango Bites, which are little parts of the episode that you don't see on the YouTube.
Oh my
We got
God.
early access release. We got so much more. It's just hours and hours of content.
Hey, let's give a shout out to some people who subscribe to the Patreon. We've got 5 or 10 new shout outs, I think, here. We've got Alex Williams in the house. Alex, thank you
That's
so
two
much for
white
your
names. I
support.
love
That's
that,
very
dude, for
warm.
the price of
it's
one.
Two white names, exactly. Samuel Maqbool. We
Oh,
know
God,
him. We
of
love
course,
this guy. He's a
of course.
painter. He painted a
That's
picture
3
of us,
H's in the
actually.
Mahmoud, of course.
Samuel Aman. Maybe
shit.
the same person. He just
Maybe.
wanted to, that's how much he loves us.
Lebanese alter ego, maybe.
Then we've got just Jessica.
Okay.
Just Jessica.
I like that. Whatever you are, whoever you are.
Janalan.
Sure.
And then Felicia.
Gentleman in my language means window, so
Okay.
open up.
Interesting. And then Felicia Parazaider,
Okay.
which means above Zaider. That's like a combination of Sanskrit
Besides
and Arabic.
Inside Zider.
And then, of course, we've got Armin.
Armin from the KKK.
For just two
Armin.
Ks.
She's
Just two
Bengali.
Ks.
Bengali
Okay.
girl. I see you. Kawanatsin. What's up?
Okay, very good. We thank you guys for your support. Check out all of our bonus content. We got a very special episode today. We're here with one of our favorite people in the world, comedian and
Newly passed
and
at the
freelance
cellar.
Imam Danish Maqbool.
Freelance imam at the cellar. He blesses all the comics before they
Preaching
go
at the
up.
cellar. What's going on, Danish? Good to have you here.
Happy as fuck that Usama waited to get sick so y'all can have me on. This shit feels very healthy.
Am I sick from eating pork? Am I sick from just this episode right now? I don't know. Danish, one of my oldest friends in comedy.
Okay.
Literally, we met at Creek in the Cave. He was like on some, just like in the side of the seats,
Bro.
sitting with Justin Flanagan or some shit.
Bro, such old friends that I was like, bro, I haven't been on Mango Bay. I think there's a beef.
Wow.
Yeah, such old friends.
Wow.
Because my wife asked me one time, she's like, yo, you haven't been on Mango Bay? I'm like, yo, I think they might not like me.
Wow.
Because then I saw that y'all had like this. I didn't think anything of it until I saw that y'all had a cab driver on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
They're really scraping.
Oh, yeah. Like, obviously, they didn't even know this dude before the podcast started. And now they just had him. So, obviously, we're not doing well, like, personally with each other. And
We bring on your dad too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The whole
I
Maqbool family except Danish.
I was like, damn, you know?
Wow, really?
Yeah, so I didn't know where we
right.
stood.
You know what? We've been wanting to have you on for a long
long
time. But the fact is we've actually been looking for a cab driver for even longer. Which
Yeah,
is
bro.
the thing.
Here, I wanted to call you.
From the gate, we've been wanting to have you on since we started doing a lot more guests.
I wanted to call them and be like, dude, Danish, can you just start driving a cab so we can get you on the podcast, dude? Because, bro, we got you. You just got to get a job that we can. Here's the thing. Here's why the guest thing is so amorphous in our podcast. We don't just get anybody. At this, like, we're trying to get people that have a
It felt
story.
like you were
I know.
getting anybody.
I know. At some point, and then here's the thing: it's two things that are opposing. One thing, we want to have a story that isn't just comedy, right? Some sort of angle. And another thing is, we're a sucker if you ask for us, and we love you. So when we got Brendan, who's a white guy, that doesn't work with our previous thing of like brown guy with a good brown story because it's a white ass dude. But Brendan was like, I want to produce my album and I want to, advertise it. So we're like, we can't say no to our white boy Brendan.
Of course.
But now all our brown friends are like, what the fuck is going on? Now we got a white guy, we got a random, it's Mexican chick.
Cab driver, I stand by. White guy, less so.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like where it's coming from.
I was cool with Brendan. I mean, I know Brendan too.
We love Brendan.
Yeah, it
But
was
you
just
see where
like
it's coming from. It's like two things that might be opposing.
yeah, it just felt like when you were going after just random dudes, I was like, damn, bro, this shit don't feel right.
That was Jatin Chani, by the way, one of our most popular
Great guy.
episodes.
Half the episode.
Yeah, bro, and that was
We
the
miss
other
you,
thing.
Jatin.
Yeah.
We miss you.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
I was
Hell yeah.
tight about that. I was like, yeah, obviously,
We really get into it.
this was the right decision.
You
for
know,
them to
Jatin
go.
also just got passed at the cellar. I don't know if you know this or not.
It's a seller, by the way.
Yo,
It's
that's been the vibe lately,
Danish hitting hard right now.
Wait a minute. Didn't you tell me, Usama, that Danish had a problem with our brown comedian episode?
Yeah, I
Did you have a
remember
beef
one
with
time.
that?
This is
I
it.
wanna get
No,
into
no,
that.
Hold on.
I
No,
pressed
no.
him.
Let me jump in this, bro.
Wait, but you already told us.
No,
Danish,
no.
please.
This is one thing that I have to mention. One time I do a show, and he's at the show that he's doing, and I'm like, this is my guy. All I do is give this guy love, and I want love in return. I'm like, Danish! This guy gives me like the chin up to the side. And I'm like, wait a second. Bro, I'm like coming in like a fucking puppy, whose master just came home. I was like, Danish! And he's just like, what up, bruh? And I'm like, what is this? And apparently, it was because we popped off at the mouth or something on this brown comedy episode.
I want to hear Danish's
Listen,
grievances.
bro, you have to understand it from my perspective. After you see the cab driver situation pop off, you're already in some kind of water with these people in your head.
Sure.
And then they make an episode where they're talking about future brown comedians that they're excited about. And you are clearly omitted in the process. Oh my God. You're like, oh no, these guys don't fuck with me.
Wow.
I was all up in my head, bro. You get in
my
your head,
God.
bro.
You know what? I understand that. I
I
understand
got you.
that.
It was not anything like that.
And so then I
So
was
that,
like,
that was connected to having the cab driver on, and this is all about.
it's obvious everything in my life is
Man, this is
connected to the
beautiful.
cab driver, bro.
Okay.
I want you to
had no
know.
idea this guy.
This is Danish's whole motivation for getting past at the cellar. He was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck Justin, Johnny.
Yeah,
Fuck
bro.
that cab
He
driver,
has a whiteboard, and then the yarn, it all goes to Justin at the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like in a TV
like the
show.
command center, detective command center."
It's him driving a cab. He's like taking pictures of his family, blood types of Justin. Type O, give him AB. You know what I'm saying? Fuck his blood up. I love it. He's like homelanding Justin right now. He's like actually working with the FBI to get him deported from ICE.
Yeah, I don't fuck with this guy.
Let's see where he was. It's September
Sweetest
12th.
guy on earth.
Where was he in 9/12/01?
So I was feeling my head, but I've known Usama too long,
Right.
Where it's like I couldn't not address it with him.
Yeah.
Address it
You
by
know
doing
what?
this.
Yeah.
The entire time we hung out.
So even though I was not that nice to him that night,
Yeah, bro.
I did text him or I did voice
figured it
notes.
out.
We figured it out over voice
But
notes.
you can't say you addressed it when you addressed it like a hot girl. You addressed it like I'm gonna just not
Yeah,
talk to him.
I hot girled him real
You
quick.
hot girled me,
That's
dude.
true.
Real quick.
Well,
You just
let him
did me a
feel
little-
himself a little
Let
bit.
me feel myself, bro.
You know?
I was at the tiny cupboard. I was
But yeah,
booked.
that means I addressed it directly by looking off to the side.
Yeah.
So I was feeling type of way because I didn't know anything was wrong. I was just like, woo, my guy.
Yeah, no, nothing's wrong, bro. Man, I think it comes down to like it just all comes down to, bro. Yesterday I watched the new Space Jam,
Hell yeah.
and I cried.
This is another yarn string.
Yeah, this is
to
another.
card.
It's all related to this
Like a
fucking
picture of
dude.
Porky the Pig.
So I cried 3 times.
During Space Jam?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's not that
Did
good
they
of
still
a
have the
movie.
R. Kelly songs?
No, it was just like
I believe I can. What the fuck? Why they still have this?
no. I watched the second one, bro.
That's what I'm
And-
saying. It'd be funny if they still had the R. Kelly
Oh
songs.
no. They didn't have his music this time.
Right.
And I'm just like crying because it has like a lot of like dad stuff,
Sure.
and it's like your dad believing in you, and so it was like, and it's not a good movie. It wasn't delivering
No,
the
I
message
get it. I
well.
cry at commercials sometimes if it just hits that exact note. You know what I mean?
I'm huge.
So do you have dad stuff?
Yeah, I have some dad stuff. Maybe like
I do.
dad not. I wish my dad knew what I did properly.
For real.
And he just doesn't like
What,
understand.
you're in touch with your dad? You're on good
Yeah,
terms
of
with
course.
your dad?
Yeah, we're mad cool.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
you know, but
I feel you.
I don't know if he thinks that, you know, that's what I'm like.
The second time Danish cried in the movie was he saw Porky the Pig. Why aren't they killing him? Why aren't they accepting him into their crew?
This is halal.
This is not okay.
Haram, haram.
Kill him.
So I think some of my insecurities come from that type of stuff where it's like maybe I'm not good enough or something like that.
Self-worth shit.
So yeah, there's definitely something there because it was definitely exposed crying last night.
Dude, I'm
Where
sorry
I
about
was
that.
like-
If we had known that Justin was a problem for you, we would have booked him 2 more times.
Yeah.
And really got him like a real 3-part episode.
Yeah, bro.
And labeled one of them Danish Maqbool. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, if that guy got a second part, I was going wild out.
Listen, I hate to say this, but he almost did. He was so good, he almost did.
And now he drives for Lyft.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, he brought us snacks too.
He did bring
Justin
us
brought us snacks. Granted, he's Gujarati, so they weren't very
They
good,
were terrible.
but
Terrible snacks.
you know.
Jesus Christ. Shouts to Justin. This is amazing that we're bringing him
Yeah.
back. I had no idea.
Justin was a great guest.
Beautiful
though.
dude and a
Yeah,
beautiful
that's the
guy.
other thing. I liked his vibe too, which I
Great
hated.
guy.
He's
You
a
know?
sweetheart. He's a
I hated
sweetheart.
that I
Dude,
liked
this
his
is the
vibe.
first literal moment I'm hearing about this. I had no concept.
Yeah, bro, I hold a lot of shit inside.
Yeah, bro.
I love it.
That's beautiful. I'm
I love
sorry,
it.
bro. I love you, dude.
love it.
Come
I love
on,
it.
bro.
Yeah, I love you too, dude. I'm sorry, bro.
So, Danish, did you tell your dad about getting passed at the cellar? Did it mean anything to him?
I told him that I'm gonna get a little bit more money
Yeah.
in the city, so
Okay.
I'll be okay. But he's 72, my dad.
Okay, yeah.
He's been here since 1972, so it's not like he don't know English or he
Right,
knows
right,
it very
right.
well.
Yeah.
Dude,
It just he doesn't understand like stand up. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like a different. He knows Robin Williams,
100%.
but that's like
Yeah.
Mark and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Yeah,
Mork and
Mork and
Mindy
Mindy.
is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You tell
It's
your mom
that-
I got JFL. She's like, what airport is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same shit, dude.
My mom was a little bit more excited, but I had to like explain it to her.
Right. Like,
Right.
it's not really a cellar, you know? Cellar is not a great word to be like, I got in the cellar.
Yeah.
What?
I would
You doing
like to
comedy
bring
next
that
to
jail?
one? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's hard to explain.
Mom, I got past the Chuckle Fox. What? Okay, I'm proud of you, I think. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's hard to, like,
So,
hard
what
credits.
is their knowledge of comedy? Have they seen you perform before?
They saw me perform at a charity gig once, and I didn't do well. And so that was like not that. Afterwards, she was like, "You should get a part-time job."
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Yeah, which hurt.
That hurts.
At this charity to
Yeah.
undo what you just
Yeah.
did.
And this was like not that long. It was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it was like I knew what I
I've
was
never
doing.
been to
Yeah,
a charity
you're in the
gig.
game. You know how
Charity
to do
gigs.
it.
One time, Rami booked for a charity gig. It was for battered women. And I go up, I didn't know that. And I go up, my first joke, my mom's a little cunt bitch. And they're like, it was all for battered moms.
Well-
and I go in just like, blah. And it was just the worst set of my life, dude.
Well, I've got a
Yeah,
charity gig
damn.
coming up on Thursday.
Oh, yeah?
It's like a COVID relief India gig.
Oh, God.
And it's
Is
like
it-
heavy. It's at the MoMA. It's like 9 hours of poets and like dirge singers and then me doing stand up right in the middle of it. I'm like, this is going to be the worst set of my life.
Hopefully
and
y'all laugh so
I got to
hard.
lean into it, you know?
Do some oxygen tank jokes, whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Laugh so
gonna,
hard, you'll need some
yeah, I'm
tanks
gonna
here.
need one of the respirators that they're like raising funds for, basically, when I'm done with it. Like, this is gonna be the most mournful shit
Oh, my
ever.
God, that's gonna be
ever.
sad.
This shit is kind of weird, right? Doing an indoor
Right.
comedy show
Yeah.
to raise funds
Money
for
for
COVID.
COVID.
It seemed like a little self-serving situation.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Y'all ain't need to do that.
Oh, my God. That's
They're just ginning up.
Yeah.
You know? We're creating more victims so they can create more.
Yeah.
You know, is good. It's like the dentist giving out candy.
Yeah,
would-
that's exactly what
That's
it is.
100%. That's what it is. 100%. Jesus
That's
Christ.
funny, dude.
Oh, my God. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's gonna be scary. I hate doing charity events. I hate doing non-actual comedy things, you know, and like things that are set up by people who don't know anything about comedy and what the context is supposed to be. But you never
No.
turn down a gig because a gig is a gig, and you always want to put yourself to the test, right?
Those pay more, I
They
feel
pay
like.
more too.
Yeah, way
you know?
more.
By the way, Saeed is the name of the organization event, SAAID. It's
Nice.
still going to be raising funds long after the event is done. So, guys, definitely check it out. I'll be sure to put in some info in the bio of this thing. Saeed Collectives, SAAID Collective. Just Google that shit. You can donate to them. They're doing great work, helping a lot of underrepresented, underclass people in India, Bahujans, Dalits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. COVID-19 relief, you know what it is. We need to help. Anyway, that's me just pouring a little bit of salt into this episode and bringing down the vibe. Thank you very much.
These charity gigs are hard because they always save the saddest speaker for right before the set.
No.
It's always the speaker who's like, yeah, and also AIDS, and then also the people with AIDS are all in the front row. Everyone clap for them, and then you gotta realize that your front row is all AIDS people, and you're like, fuck, man, how do I win this set right now? Because
and you're like, I thought this was leukemia, and you've got a list full of AIDS jokes.
You know? Yes, I have my AIDS tight 5 here. Then they bring out the coffins. They want to hear too the comedy, these dead corpses, and then you're like, and now for some comedy. They always do it like that. They always do it as, you know, and it's like how do you gotta do crowd work? You gotta do crowd work at these things.
It's tough, bro. I mean, bro, people are worried about like following really good comedians sometimes, and then it's like, what about following pictures of dead kids in
pretty impossible.
underrepresented countries? It's like once you follow that, you're not worried about nothing.
I know.
You know?
Exactly. I think there's nothing worse than following a good comedian than following a bad poet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just like, you can't recover from that.
100%.
You can't recover for that.
So yeah, those things, those gigs, they make you in a way.
They
For
do.
America's Got Talent, I had to follow like a cancer guitar guy.
Yeah, bro,
You know
that's what I'm saying.
And this was for
Can
you.
you wheel him out on a bed too?
He took out like the medical records from the guitar, and by the way, dropped the mic. It was like this one's for you, mom. You have cancer. That sucks, right? And then it was like a whole song about that. And then did the fucking kiss to the upwards, right?
Like I'm gonna see you soon.
You see
I'm
Simon
gonna be there real soon.
Yeah, you see Simon Cowell like my first feeling was now, you know, and then you're like, my first emotion just happened, and I'm like, all right, here we go in it. I go up. They don't fucking love. They're like, what the fuck is this? I don't try to be funny in the beginning because I know if we're trying to do jokes right there after the cancer guitar, they're like, no, you know. So I just stay like a good Indian boy with the questions when the interview, and I just go into the set, and it was all good. But that was definitely scary.
That's a weird thing too, because
Definitely, it was terrifying, dude.
all the other acts are like, yo, I got one arm, but I could do as much as 3 arms.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like
I'm a no-arm juggler.
Yeah,
You know, I have 0 arms and I'm juggling arms or something.
Hiding
You
from the
know?
comment. It looks like you have 3 arms. Golden buzzer from me.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the rise, man, because I've known you since the beginning. Real talk, since like
Yeah, it's true.
since the beginning,
That's
dude.
true,
We're talking
yeah.
Creek Mike 3 or something. You know,
the Duck in Harlem.
whatever. It was like the worst.
Yeah.
The doc, is that Rashad Bashir's?
Is this
That
Kenny
was,
Warren?
Kenny
Warren.
Warren.
You have to
Yeah.
do parkour to get to the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
stage.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Here's the thing, not to stay on the comedy thing too much, but the idea is we started and you grew. We did a Rogan together. This is why I'm saying that I'm calling you out not being so Muslim before, is that we talked about this on a whole road trip.
Well-
where you were
Well,
like,
actually,
no,
Danish,
Brad,
There was
I don't fuck with that
there
shit.
was a journey. There was a journey.
Right.
So I was going to say, it does seem like you are very devout. And we don't really have
No,
many devout,
that's not-
religiously devout
that's
guys.
not
Is that
true,
not
though.
true?
I hang with a lot of devout
Right.
people.
Right.
And it slowly like crept into my
Sure.
life.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, you know, I had to go to Spada school, Quran school,
Same here.
like every day.
Yeah.
And I've read the Quran like 3-4 times.
Sure.
And, you know, I like started memorizing certain stuff. And then I took a whole break from it.
Yeah.
Because it just represented too much. of,
Dabbled in the
like-
Torah a bit.
Yeah, no. I didn't dabble anywhere
Not
else.
even in joke mode. No.
No,
I would never.
Never that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. No, but
Anti-Semitic Danish Maqbool is the title of this episode. Is real?
It's not real at all.
It's not real.
Is fake.
Because Danish's beard prays 7 times a day.
Yeah,
Danish
That's
has
the thing, bro.
Danish has that Haqqani Alliance vibe to him, you
That's
know?
the
He has a
thing,
Cooley
bro.
Mom alliance, you know? It's like after the fire and brimstone mom, he goes away and then he comes out like, hey, everyone good? Hey, let's talk love.
I'm not devout, but my facial hair though.
Yeah.
You know?
They know all the surahs, bro.
Yeah. This shit has.
You just rub your beard to remember. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what was that surah again? Oh, yeah.
That's how it comes out.
So if you know, a Muslim is a bad Muslim if he's like, I know surahs, and you're like, say a surah, and he goes, Kulu Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam
Why is
yalid.
that like the
It's the
normal-
shortest
That's
ass
right,
surah
right.
in the mother. It's 2 lines.
That's a normal joint.
Yeah.
It's the easiest joint.
That's like the Hanuman Chalisa for Hindus, actually.
100.
Yeah.
So the Quran, the way it works is the longest surahs are situated in the beginning.
Right.
So long ass surahs, and the smallest one, which is like a whoo.
Right.
That's like the last one.
Yeah.
And technically, you can during your prayer, you can do any surah. You can do the fucking long one, or you can do the short one. Technically, right?
Yeah.
After Fatiha.
Okay, and I want to hear about Danish, your journey to being. You say you're not devout, but
Well,
was there ever a point where you like drank alcohol or ate bacon,
yeah,
stuff
bro.
like that?
So after I got out of college, there were a few years where I was like wilding and doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I realized that me and alcohol don't mix as a vibe
Right. Sure.
overall.
Yeah.
And then I would also feel really guilty. That shit was like a huge thing. And then I smoked a lot of weed anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, I think I'm just gonna continue
With
to
the weed.
with weed.
Right.
It makes me feel way less guilty.
Yeah.
I don't even like the effects of alcohol.
Yeah.
And so it was like I haven't drank in like 8-9 years.
Oh,
easily.
shit.
Because it's interesting. One time we had a show at QED together, and you and your now wife Shima gave me a ride back into Manhattan. You guys were going. I was like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" You guys, "Oh, we're gonna go hang out." I was like, "Where are you guys going?" And you were going to a Starbucks Select.
Oh yeah, this is our vibe.
I was like, so this is what like kind of devout Muslims will do after like midnight. I was like,
That's
he's
so
drinking
funny,
coffee.
bro.
He's going to
Pranav
drink
thought
coffee.
I was devout because I went to a Starbucks
At midnight, bro. At midnight. I was like, okay. I was like,
What is this, like an Imam special?
Yeah.
And like the midnight Imam special? A bunch
I
of,
was like, that's wild. I mean,
Yeah, it
Starbucks
is wild.
Select. I was like, that's caffeine. I'm like, they're going to be up.
you're not wrong. There are some brown joints that are open late, and you walk in, you'll see motherfuckers like looking just like Danish eating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm saying this is a Starbucks Select, though, where I'm like,
Yes.
this guy has a very planned out night.
Every
You know
Starbucks
what I
Select
mean?
that actually.
It's like, I'm not just getting coffee.
You're right.
It's like, we're going to do something.
You're not wrong.
Like, other people go out, stay out late.
Dude.
Doesn't mean that we can't do that just because we don't drink.
100%. Every Starbucks
Yeah.
Select, it actually faces the east, by the way. They all double as mosques, by the way, dude. That's hilarious, dude. What Starbucks is open at 12 a.m.?
It's called
They-
Starbucks Select.
Reserve.
That's what I'm
Reserve.
Yeah.
Talking about.
That's
So
what
they're
I'm
in
trying
New
to
York?
tell
They're
you.
called
yeah.
reserves. They have like 10 of them in the world, I think. Maybe
Where's
more.
one? Where's the
I
one you
don't know.
went to?
But what?
Where's the one you went to?
It's probably in Chelsea.
It was,
There's
no,
like a
it was
few.
like Lower downtown.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4.
I
Yeah, you gotta when you're not partaking in that lifestyle,
Yeah.
you gotta
Find
figure
other
it out.
things,
Yeah.
right?
And so, I like smoking a lot of weed. That's cool. But it's like my wife also needs something to do.
She doesn't smoke weed. Your wife doesn't smoke weed.
No, not
Okay.
really. Yeah. So it's like
together, y'all make one good Muslim. Yeah. If
Yeah,
y'all combine
basically.
values. I love the idea of
but
us.
it's more of what I'm comfortable with.
Sure.
Like it's just what I like doing. If I like drinking, I probably would. But I just don't. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. That's true. I mean, drinking is, if you don't like it, then there's no point in doing it. And you might
Right,
as well get all the other benefits of not drinking, which could possibly be spiritual or whatever. You're hedging your bets in a
Sure.
way. It's like, I don't like this anyway.
And then you go to the dome of
You don't
the-
eat pork,
Yeah.
right?
No.
So it's just like, hey, I might as well be a little
Right.
bit religious.
Yeah, and then
Sure.
I met this my like big brother Uzur Usman.
Yeah, Shouts, great comic.
So he's like very devout.
Right.
And the way he pushes that on other people is very cool because it's like very sly.
He chokes you with love.
He
Yeah.
roofies you with his love.
With
This shit
vibes.
is very sly, bro.
You wake up, knowing more
Well,
Arabic.
are you like you're Sunni Muslim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it was cool, bro, of like somebody being religious around you but not necessarily asking you to partake. And
Right.
then naturally the reaction from that is like yo, I'll pray too.
It's like a very subtle peer pressure.
That's beautiful.
Very subtle. Yeah,
You
it's
know?
the
Well,
best.
it's like you
it's
don't
a
want to be
soft
left
sell.
out of coming to the masjid, right?
Yeah,
You
straight
don't
up.
wanna be
Slash
left out
Starbucks
of that.
Select, of course.
Yeah,
The-
it's like
the
I can't go to the
sidebar.
I can't go to the after party at Starbucks Reserve after.
That's exactly what it is.
What's the Starbucks call to prayer? You know what I'm saying?
They mispronounce your name really loud.
They mispronounce Allah's name.
Danish.
That Quran has all the misspellings. Nothing spelled right in the Quran. The Starbucks Quran.
Do you talk about like being Muslim and or religious stuff at all on stage?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's like I am Muslim, but I'm also like a kid from New Jersey,
Right, yeah.
And I want that to get across.
Yeah.
You know that it's not like being Muslim is not my whole identity, but it's definitely a part of my identity. I think it's like
Danish, you could not do any Muslim jokes. Do only Jersey jokes. They'd come out, what a great Muslim kid from Jersey. You don't have to do any Muslim jokes for you to be like Muslim. You're Muslim. This is like the most Muslim look I've ever seen.
yeah, that's what, and I think we probably saw too much of like people when we were coming up that had to do that type
Right.
of material to
Right.
identify themselves.
Right.
And I think the reason they did that is so that we can do that less.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So to just revert to like doing a bunch of like Muslim jokes
Yeah.
is probably not progressive.
Well, it's
I
like
don't know if
super
it's less. It's more like that was what was accepted back then, and they were just trying to fucking stay alive.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it was like,
well, and no,
next
it's like
generation.
the thing is that this happens in all art forms, right? Is if you're of a specific subculture in America, then you have to talk about being in that subculture.
Yeah,
Otherwise, nobody
right.
wants to hear you coming out like if I'm a brown guy in 1970 writing science fiction. They're not going to accept that.
No.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, no, you have to talk about your identity. That's all you are. That's what you're reduced to in mass media, right?
That's
Yeah.
why black
So-
comics have it a little nicer in that respect, is because their culture's been around Americans for
That's what
longer,
I'm
so they can
saying.
go
Right.
deeper into their shit,
Yeah.
and people will understand it.
So that's
You
how
know?
I feel like we could do that now, where we're finally starting
Little
to
bit.
run a little bit.
Little bit.
Because they were walking.
You
Yeah.
can't
know
be
what I
like,
mean?
who,
Yeah.
who fucks with Kawalis here, huh?
See,
Talk
but
about
you know,
it.
it's interesting because as a Hindu, right? Like I don't have to, but for me, I'm like, I should actually, because nobody actually does talk about that ever. Nobody
That's
knows
true.
about it. There's a lot of fucking Hindus too. There's at least 1 billion. You know what I mean?
all white girls.
It's like, yeah, I mean, here they're all white girls. So it's just like, sometimes I'm like, maybe I need to be doing more material that's around that just to, because it's been a big part of my life, and I have
Yeah.
a lot of funny thoughts about it, right? And there's a lot of contradictions. You were saying, growing up as a Muslim kid in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
It's like you grew up in a funky religion like Hinduism in the middle of fucking Pennsylvania. It's weird, you know? A lot of weird stuff comes out of that.
Oh, and I don't think it gets talked about enough.
Right.
And there, I feel like there just weren't enough big Hindu comics in
Right.
America, but now you're
Right.
seeing a bunch of comics pop off in India,
Right.
and so they're
Mad Hindu.
finally like, people are speaking to shit, but
Yeah.
just not here enough. You know.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Dude, it's just incremental. We can't rush culture all the time. We're trying to be like, oh, now I'm coming
Yeah,
up. And,
that's a good
You know,
point.
you can't.
You can't strategize that in a way. You
it
just
doesn't
have to
work.
be. You just have to be.
And by force of being,
Yeah.
you will advance the culture. That's the thing. No one likes the guy who's like, I'm advancing the culture. It's like, fuck you, you suck. You know, it's the people who are just doing it by virtue of being themselves that are the ones actually fucking moving the fucking thing forward. You know?
Wow, Usama, that's one of the most poignant things you ever said,
That's
bro.
the only thing I've ever said that makes any sense. I promise, dude.
It's the food poisoning. It's the food
It slowed
poisoning.
me
He's
down.
hallucinating right
It slowed
now.
me down.
Yeah.
I'm hallucinating into a person who can talk right.
See, you're giving a positive reinforcement for the pork right now is what you're doing. So be careful.
All right, for the people who don't know, I ate some really bad pork ramen, and my Muslim hormones are like, you're going to die. And so now I'm really feeling like very stomach aches and it's intense body shit.
Yeah.
That Danish is laughing to the bank with.
No, I just was like, I'm
He's
glad.
throwing hadith verses at my face.
Yeah,
my God.
I'm just, I'm not surprised that it happened. It's like, how could your body be used to it?
Yeah,
You
yeah, I
know?
don't even eat pork like that. It just was, I was like, let's do some ramen, and I just ate it.
I mean,
And now
but
I'm-
the best ramen does have pork in it, though.
Yeah, I
is the
feel
thing.
like that.
I've had
It's
some
very
pork
fatty.
ramen.
It's
I've
very
had-
rich.
yeah.
You know, it is tasty. So I don't blame you.
But I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. But y'all are, I'm okay. But again, Danish, I remember meeting you and being like, ha ha, LOL, us bad Muslims, LOL, this is going to be like this for the rest of our lives, ha ha ha. Next thing you know, I'm like laughing, you're walking away, you're like, I don't want to be around
I'm getting married.
this
bro.
energy anymore. Yeah,
getting
nobody got
married,
married. All of a
bro.
sudden,
Has married life changed your perspective? Because you've been with Shima, right?
Yeah.
You've been with her for a long time, right?
Yeah, I think you know, it kind of forces you to change your perspective, bro. It's like you don't have just you to answer to,
Right.
and you have a wife to answer to, and so it's like there is a morality that you're trying to hold,
Right.
for not just you but your family.
Yeah.
Right? You never thought in terms of like, yo, I'm trying to build a family in this bitch.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
what kind of
That's the beginnings of the family right there.
yeah, what kind of values does the family is the family gonna have?
Yeah.
So
Danish is this close to an Arabic accent, I swear to God. The family,
bro.
the family,
bro,
everybody.
but you know what?
prayer.
I enjoy these aspects of life. I didn't think I would as much. I grew up trying to be like just a fun
Trench.
dude. Yeah, just in the trenches, just like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But it's made me more focused on like career shit too, which
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, what's next? What's the next on the horizon, dude? You're fucking rising.
I have my podcast coming back out, the
DMAC
DMAC Hour.
Hour?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I have that
I
coming
was
out.
on it before he was on my podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it.
Had you all right
What's
away.
up?
I have like a dude helping me.
Okay, cool.
He like found me at one of Akash's shows, and now he's like this kid Brian,
Hell
really
yeah.
sweet, nice kid.
Okay,
yeah.
go
young
Brian.
kid with
Hell yeah.
his own kid, so
Fuck
you
yeah.
know he's
Oh.
hungry,
Oh God!
Okay.
Holy what?
right?
Okay.
And so he
Maybe not so
came-
stable, but okay.
He came to me and he's like, bro, I want to be involved in your shit, bro.
I'm a bad father,
Bro, and
I
he's
don't want to
like-
raise my kid.
It's like
I don't like raising my
I
kid.
get this kid and stuff, but what really inspires me
podcasts.
is you, the guy who featured for Akash.
His kid's like, I have no food. Get away right now. I'm working. Daddy's working.
Do you know who this is?
Oh my God! He kicks him away.
Have you not been to the Hartford Funny Bone, you fucking idiot?
He had an 18-minute set that was
Go
out of
suck your
control.
mom's tit or something.
Jesus Christ! It was more than mediocre. Almost good.
So this kid, he found me and I think it was Rhode Island.
Yeah.
He gave me a joint afterwards during COVID.
Hell yeah.
I still smoked it. Right?
This guy seems like literally the worst father of all time.
so
Give me a joint in Rhode Island.
So
What are you doing there?
Then he reached out to me months later, and we start like talking, and he's like, "Bro, I want to be part of the podcast."
Hell yeah.
And I was like, "All right, man. Like, what do you want? You
Sure.
know, what can I give you?"
Yeah.
And so he was like,
Child support money.
young kid, right? So he's like trying to figure out how to, because you don't know how to ask for shit when you're young.
Sure.
So he met me at a Starbucks.
Select,
Hilarious.
reserve?
Yeah, not a
Regular.
select. Not a
He wasn't
select.
there yet.
He's not Muslim. You can't go outside this.
regular joint. Yeah, you know, I understand he has a kid and select is expensive. So so he came through and he was asking, and he just couldn't get it out. Right.
Right.
He's like, yo, I was just thinking, and he just couldn't get out and I was like, bro, what's the number?
Yeah.
Right. What number do you want? And he's like, bro, I just think.
He's like, I'll give you $200.
He's
for
like,
every episode
he's
I
like,
can do
yeah,
for you.
these young kids, bro.
He picks out his
And
kid.
that's what
He's
I'm
like,
saying.
take my kid. Yeah.
He's like, bro, I'll take 10%, bro. And I'm like, bro, you can have 25, bro. This thing makes zero
And then
money,
he shit
bro.
his pants.
Fucking, you could ask for 50. You fucked up, you know. And so now I have this
His kid crawls out. Hey, get yourself a coffee. We did it.
So
We did
he's
it.
producing? He's producing
Yeah,
the
he's
pod?
produced the
Nice.
podcast. He's a great kid, and he's like done his own shit
Yeah.
Yeah.
to showcase. So yeah, hopefully the podcast picks
builds,
up.
yeah.
And I'm gonna go on tour with Mo for a month with Natalie.
Okay.
So we're gonna go hit a few spots.
Oh, that's a big touring crew that you guys got.
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
That's solid.
a solid touring crew. You know, Natalie's like
best.
one of my best friends
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
You know, like very fast friends, intense friendship.
Yeah.
And then Mo is like big brother vibes.
Right.
So
Great vibes. Y'all seem
great.
like you have the best time.
Yeah.
We
it's
have
a
a
nice,
great
nice
time.
family you got.
Even when you bring the
Yeah.
Chaldean
That's
on
great.
board, it seems still fun.
Yeah, even when Paul comes, Paul sometimes goes in for me,
Yeah.
and it's a good vibe.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So I enjoy that. So yeah, that's it,
He
bro.
just needs one light-skinned Arabian
Do
type.
you have tour dates lined up right now?
Well, yeah, Mo's gonna be at
This is Mo Ammer. by
yeah,
the way,
Mo
guys.
Ammer's gonna be at Austin Paramount July 30th and 31st. I'll be there with him.
Hell yeah.
And then DC Improv the first weekend in August,
Right.
and then
Fuck yeah.
Chicago in the middle of August as Zanies.
Okay.
People say he smokes too much
So-
weed. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was 3 days.
That was 3 dates.
Pull up to Runaways August 10th. We do that monthly at
Oh,
Friends and
Friends
Lovers.
and
Me and
Lovers.
Yodoye.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Okay.
Another great comedian.
Yeah.
Yodoye
Yeah,
Travis,
yeah.
Big comedian for sure.
Yeah. Which Pranav, we gotta have you come through for that.
Ah,
love
you
to.
bitch!
We gotta have you come through.
Is that-
Well, you've come through already.
Hey, no, I haven't.
I'll be happy to
I
do
never
it.
did it. I never did it. Book Justin first. Book the Uber driver
Yeah,
first.
book Justin
book him for a
Chang.
set.
Let me book him first,
Sure,
bro.
sure. I'd be totally happy with that.
Yeah, bro. I
But
think
if I see
it gotta
if I
start
see Uber
happening,
drivers
bro.
on this fucking lineup,
Yeah, it's fine. You have enough dates right now. Okay?
Yeah,
Just shut
bro,
the
you
fuck
get
up.
enough
Don't be
spots,
fucking
bro.
greedy.
Oh, come on. I was booked for it, then I couldn't do the date. Is what happened.
Yeah,
That's not a good answer.
so annoying, bro.
Yeah, he's the worst. He's the worst.
Bro, also,
away.
I never thought that somebody that has as many bookings as him could like know which shows he did and didn't do.
Oh, dude, come on, bro.
Of course.
This is my life. This is my
course.
whole life.
This
At the bottom of
guy,
the good
bro.
vibes, there's a little
Yeah.
bit of pettiness
Come
there.
on.
There's a little,
Come
there's a
on.
little
Of
Excel
course.
spreadsheet in his
Of
mind.
course.
You know?
You
Of
lost-
course, I'm not going to deny it.
You
I'm
lost
a
cool
very
points. You lost cool
Jack it
points.
off, dude. Fuck
I'll
you.
be happy to do it, Danish, then and any other time. I appreciate it.
I will.
Yeah,
I will
for
break down the
sure.
subway system so I can appear. I swear to God, the MTA will burn. Hey, Danish, I'm here though if you need it. 100%. There's definitely the mix of the love for the thing, but also the ego of the thing is definitely in place for sure.
Yeah,
And we try to undo that and channel it into positivity. It's still a journey all the time.
Okay.
So yes,
Yeah.
I will do your show.
Yeah.
it's
those-
I think that shit is important, bro, to figure that out. 'Cause
100%.
it's like, what are we doing stand up for? Are we doing
Right.
it for like to build a product? Or are we doing it to feel good about ourselves? Like,
It's gonna be a mix, bro. You
It's
can't,
always a mix,
You can't be
right?
a Nirvana.
Yeah.
We're in the world. We're not a mountain.
It starts,
You
I
know?
think, with the feel good about yourself part, right?
Yeah.
And that's the like starter material. But then it's like, what else is there? Then,
Yeah,
right?
how do I
The
make
legacy
money?
thing,
Yeah, because
like,
then that
yeah.
eventually makes you feel bad unless you've got the other plan in place.
Right.
I think.
yeah, it is.
you know?
It is all together.
It becomes
It's
legacy. It becomes
interesting.
like, what
Yeah.
kind of things do I want to say? What am I bringing to this world? How am I furthering this?
This is an
idea?
expression of yourself, you
Right.
know. This is like the externalization of your ego, actually, on stage.
Yeah, it is wildly synergistic, bro.
Yeah, it is. You're
It is.
you're productizing
100%.
and monetizing. You're instrumentalizing your actual selfhood.
Yeah, sometimes that shit don't feel that good,
It doesn't
bro.
feel. It's a
Well, that's the thing
high
is,
toxicity
it's-
potential.
Because you're
there.
putting yourself in it. You're not putting
You know?
yourself in every accounting spreadsheet. You're
Yeah.
putting yourself into every set, and that's what you're making your bones on. So yeah, it's going to be higher highs and lower lows because you are putting yourself, and it's not just some distance.
And
It is you.
when comedy stops feeling vulnerable sometimes
Yeah.
is like when it's like, dude, I need to take a break. I
Right.
need this shit to feel vulnerable again.
right.
Otherwise, it's not the same.
Exactly.
It feels
It feels
recited.
one note.
Yeah, yeah, one note.
You
You
can
know?
manufacture that too, though. You can.
No,
'cause
you can.
Here's the thing. I will say this though. Comedy's also a job. Be funny at 7:30 on a
That's
Friday.
that is 100% true.
So the idea of like I ain't feeling vulnerable right now. It's like, bro, Danish, get the fuck up on stage
Yeah, but you
and
know,
do 10 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
that's
You know?
one thing. But I think in terms of generating new material, stuff like that.
Right.
You know, like the job aspect of it for sure. I mean, believe me, I'm fucking tired as hell of my opener right now.
Right,
and I'm
right.
like, but like, you got to do it, right?
Because it opens the
Yeah.
So then you have to
setup,
figure
right,
out the
right.
other ways of like opening yourself up to the new material, letting it come in, and
That's
all
the
that shit.
thing.
And that's where it does require some vulnerability and this and that, and like a little bit of pain sometimes.
Yeah.
Really, actors do the same thing where they have to put themselves in that moment by imagination or
Yeah.
some sort of do the
That's
same thing
even
with
more.
comedy.
That's even more toxic as a profession.
It's
though.
intense, yeah.
You know, I got to think about how every time I got raped, every
Yeah.
fucking 5 days,
But it's
to
not
do
even
the
like
same
a
performance
rape
or
scene.
whatever.
It's like a
yeah.
scene where your
Yeah,
mom
exactly.
steals your cookies.
Exactly.
Okay,
you got to think about
Here
a
comes
rape.
the rape in her work.
You got a rape.
Mom, those are my cookies. Start crying.
It's
Whoa.
like, hey, I got caught shoplifting in this scene, but I got to think about Rwanda. You know, it's like fuck.
Why between cuts is she like in a fetal position rolling around the floor?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
It's just a cookie scene.
It's just a
It's just
shoplifting,
a
bro.
shoplifting cookie scene, dude. Whoa. Get her some water. Anyway, but you're right, man. You fucking right. This is like the whole journey, right? We try to fucking
Yeah, I haven't done stand up since Friday because I just felt a little burnt out.
Right. That hurt me in my stomach.
Yeah,
even more so.
I felt burnt out. I just was like doing too many spots for me lately. Like usually I'll do like 10 spots a week, and that's too much.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's interesting how some people have like, I got to get up all the time. Usama's on that vibe,
Right.
right? And I'm more on the vibe of like, No, I'd rather do it like 7-8 times a week. That's my sweet
Sure,
spot.
sure.
Right. Everybody has to know what it is that they need for their body, basically.
Yeah,
That's what
and
it's
you can't
telling
get
you the
caught
whole
up
time.
on someone else's vibe. That's when you start to lose yourself.
Exactly.
You know, that shit happens a lot.
And I overworked before, but now with COVID, after COVID, I'm better about not doing 24 a week or whatever. I haven't done 24 or 21 spots a week in a long time. Right now, I'm doing 2 to 3 a day now. So that's anywhere from 14 to 16 spots. Not that much more.
Yeah, I think
I'm staying
that's
healthy.
That's healthier.
I'm
yeah,
staying healthy, dude.
Because I get lost in my brain.
I got
bro.
acting too now. I got to do the acting. I got to learn these lines and other shit that I got to work on to up the game.
You practice acting every week?
Not every week, but I have self tapes that I got to send in. And it's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 a week usually. So I got to fucking disengage sometimes.
Word.
You know?
Yeah.
Listen, man. Dude.
We love having you. We're sorry it took us so
Fucking
long.
man.
So
You're
much
the fucking
fun.
man, dude. You're the man, dude. This is just laughs and interesting shit.
Yeah.
And you're just the best, dude. You're my boy, dude.
Everybody
yeah,
listening,
dude.
Come on, bro.
You're
Yeah,
lying,
bro.
no doubt.
Why are you
about it.
saying it
Like-
like you're surprised? You're like,
No.
what? We're friends. Like, yeah, bro.
No,
You're
I'm
my
not
boy,
surprised. It's like
Would I ever?
I was looking forward to this.
Hell
Of
yeah,
course,
bro.
dude.
Come
So
on,
are we.
dude.
Super
Yeah.
excited to
I
have
didn't
you.
feel bad that Pranav had to hit you up. I wanted to hit you up, you know? And it was like, oh shit, I hope he doesn't feel some type of way that I didn't hit him up.
No,
my main
no,
guy that about
Bro.
doing the pod. You know what I'm saying? Little did I know it went far
See,
deeper than that.
we all have feelings. You know what I'm
100%,
saying? Like
yeah.
everybody's thinking of stupid shit like that,
100%.
and none of it is true. Ever.
100%.
The Justin
You
thing
know?
was true. We wanted to make sure you felt that.
Yeah.
Definitely. We wanted to make sure you felt shitty.
And you know what's so funny is after I hit you up, a Mango Bay fan, deep fan, Patreon guy was like, "You guys need to have Danish Maqbool on." I was
Boom.
like, "Already on it." Swear to
Boom.
God.
No way.
Yeah. This is a
Nice.
white guy too.
Hell yeah.
He's a white guy too.
Yeah,
So
bro.
the
Every
reach
review
is extending.
should be more of a cab driver, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about this guy.
Yo, I do Instacart delivery if that makes y'all feel better. I don't just do stand up.
The Jersey boy
I don't
version.
just do stand
I also deliver groceries. So
He is dressed like he bags groceries right now. This is the starter kit of a grocery bagger.
bro, I know produce, bro. It's crazy.
I be knowing.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy, bro.
See us on our comedy tour. Pork is awesome. Comedy tour. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on that.
And any of those cities again? What was it? It was Texas.
Yeah, Austin, then DC, then Chicago. Go see Mo Emmer.
Tel Aviv, maybe?
I don't
Yeah,
think
doing
he's
Tel
going to
Aviv
Tel
date?
Aviv.
No.
Austin, Tennessee, Chicago. Check out Danish on tour with Mo Amer and Natalie Okar. Check out his podcast, The DMAC Hour. We thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to subscribe on Patreon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. We love you. Thank you.
Come again.
Mango Bay.
Oh,
Mango Bay. Mango Bay.
Your mango bay.